What's up, guys? Chris the Viking Tkachuk here with
Matt the Machine Colby.
Matt the Machine Colby, episode 1 of the Live Viking podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Brother, thanks for coming, man.
Hey, good to
Appreciate you.
see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Excited.
Yeah, a little bit of story behind this guy. I met this guy karaokeing because him,
Yeah,
his brother, his dad have a side business where they do DJ work. They do karaoke at a bar called Player One Up in downtown Rock Hill. Really cool bar, arcade
best
bar.
job.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get to drink beer, you get
Yeah,
to do
we
karaoke,
work
man. So,
hard.
what's your favorite part of that job?
Just sitting there drinking, doing whatever I want, playing good music, and watching people have fun.
So, do you have a beer you typically go to? I think I see you guys drinking Bud Lights a
Uh,
lot. I feel like,
I drink Bud Light because it's a little bit lower carb, but usually Yingling's my pick.
right? Because you're into nutrition, right? And that's kind of
Yeah,
why you're here today, is to talk a
yeah.
little bit about nutrition.
We were talking about that one night.
Yeah. So the reason I asked him on this podcast today is to talk about everyone here has heard of, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people have heard about nootropics. Joe Rogan's big on that. Joe Rogan's big on a lot of natural pathology stuff, enhancing the human body's ability to function at a higher level, which stuff is that I'm super interested in too. I have a background in nutrition. I've been a personal trainer for 12 years. I've been a combat athlete for a long time. I'm a professional
Nice.
boxer currently. And the stuff you were talking about really intrigued me, and that's why I wanted to have you on here today.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan's big on nootropics, and the stuff you were saying was for gaming, which I'm also a gamer. Right now, I'm currently smashing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, nice.
It's funny, that game. It was so frustrating at first because I didn't realize something you had to do to move on to the next main mission. So I spent like probably 50 hours playing side quests, and I was like, why can't I go to this main mission?
No
Oh, it's
progression.
so frustrating. But anyway, you were talking about you had and I'm not sure exactly how you came across this, but we'll get into that. Is that you have a herbal supplement routine that helps people increase their reaction time exponentially.
Yeah.
So you were telling me you have a bunch of professional gamers that actually are your
Yeah.
clientele. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and what's the difference between the stuff that Joe Rogan is pushing, the Alpha Brain, I think it
Yeah,
is what it
I
is, and
know
and
Alpha
so
Brain.
you don't have to give me the secret
The
ingredients, and
sauce.
people need to pay for that. You need to earn your worth on
Yeah.
that. But give me an example and tell me a little bit about what you're doing, and just tell these guys, what it's all about.
So, my whole life, I've always been really competitive and driven to be the best. And so, of course, when you're doing that, you realize that your body and your mind and your health, those are critical for high performance. And so I also have a health blog that I've been working on for 4 or 5 years, a personal blog which I've lately kind of abandoned for this new project for the gamers called Decentralized Knowledge. And it started with an experiment that I was telling you about with the VRT stack, your visual reaction time. And it's about 6 different natural ingredients that I did a long experiment for 5 weeks. Each week I would do 180 clicks on this benchmark, which you're going to be doing later. And I started out at 155 milliseconds, which is still pretty good, but I was like, all right, I wasn't expecting the stack to really even have an impact on me because I was already eating more of a ketogenic diet and I was already exercising 4 times a week consistently and then doing something like walking, easy exercise on the off days. So I was thinking maybe I'll get 2 or 3% increase or nothing. And what I found was that each week I was steadily improving. And by the end of it, I dropped down to 138 milliseconds average.
So put that in a perspective that the average person can understand. So
So,
like a lot of people play Call of Duty out there, right? And
yeah.
you're playing Call of Duty, and I'll tell you what, man, I know whenever I'm playing a PC person because I play on Xbox, and they're always I see them,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I got this guy, and then I'm dead. So
Yeah.
taken away from that, what does what you just said have impact the average person can understand?
So, for that console versus PC, there's 2 different aspects of latency, which is that delay or the reaction time. for that instance, you have the hardware latency, which is consoles aren't going to be as fast as a good computer. But then you also have the biological reaction time, which is when you see the enemy on your screen, the time it takes for you to hit the button to fire your weapon.
Gotcha.
And that's what I've basically transformed my whole, it's a Discord server, decentralized knowledge is. And I have it laid out like a book in order of importance, what I think will have the biggest impact. And I guide people to go down the list and then try different things out. So by improving your reaction time, you'll eventually be landing more of those kills and you won't be getting fragged first. You'll be
Right.
getting the frag.
Nice. So all that stuff sounds super interesting. Tell me about some of these gamers you got. Who you got? Who you got as your clientele, man?
So one guy is a Fortnite pro in Brazil. He has over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and he's earned at age of 20 over $85,000 playing
Dang.
Fortnite.
God, that's crazy.
Can you imagine?
I've never played Fortnite. I hear it's the rage.
It's hard.
What do you play? What is your game of
I
choice?
play Apex Legends.
Man, I was talking to my buddy about that game the other day. He said
I
it's
love it.
interesting because you all start at the same, right? Don't you start at the same basic layouts and abilities? Or is there a
There's
level
different
up?
characters.
Okay.
Yeah, they each have their own unique skill set. But all the weapons are on the floor and you have to loot up to
Okay.
get better.
So kind of like PUBG a
Yeah,
little bit, but
it's like that. You start in the plane.
okay.
fly to your
So you
location.
everyone starts at the same space then.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that. I need to try to get
Yeah.
into that.
It's fun. I like the skilled.
Does that have cross-platform play that we
Yep.
can? Okay, so
It
I could play
does.
on my Xbox. I could play.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right,
Let's
let's do
Why
that.
haven't we?
Yeah, all right. What's your gamer? No, we don't want to tell everybody your gamer tag.
Yeah.
You know, have people,
Too many
random
friend
people
requests.
asking you, and get like hundreds of
Gotta
thousands.
charge
of
for
requests.
that.
Right, for sure. So how did you get into this area of? I know you gave a little bit of your backstory, but what made you really start pursuing um, doing this as a way to a side business, entrepreneurship, and
Yeah.
I mean obviously it's going to help people, which is really cool. The main reason I actually wanted you on here is because I do game, but like I said earlier, I'm a professional combat sports athlete,
Yeah.
and reaction time is pretty important when you're trying not to get punched in the face,
I'd say
right?
so.
So being able to move your head, when to block, seeing that movement happen, it's very
Yeah.
important. So I'm actually very curious to see if this cocktail of supplements will help my reaction time. Obviously, and there's a great way to test it, like you said. That's going to help. So I'll know that my reaction time is getting better. But I'm interested to see if this will help me in the ring. And I know there's probably a lot of other fighters out there that if they could increase their reaction time just with some easy supplementation, I think that might be a game changer.
I'm confident that it will help.
Yeah, so later I'm gonna take this test, and then we're gonna have you on again, and we're gonna see some results,
See
and
the improvements.
it's gonna be all. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
You got me convinced. So you got me convinced the other day that it's going to work. So I mean, I'm excited to see how it goes. You like whiskey?
Yeah.
Man, let's have a sip then. All right.
All right.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers,
Thanks
man.
for coming out. I love a good whiskey, man. I love a good scotch. So what we're drinking right now is Larceny's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We'll show this to the viewers. It's good. What do you think, man? What do you think?
I like it.
You like it? Have you ever had it before?
Nope.
I don't think I have either.
It's first time.
I mean, I probably
My
have.
first
Let's be honest. I drink a
time.
lot of whiskey, but I have a terrible memory. Will this help with my memory? You
Well,
think?
I do have things in the server geared towards working memory.
Okay. What's the difference
because-
between memory?
Memory has a lot of different facets, and the one I'm really interested in is working memory because they liken it to being the RAM of your brain. So for your computer, your RAM is your random access memory, and it stores all the different information so that it can retrieve it and build what you want to see on your monitor. So for your brain, what that is, if you are taking a lot of different information, or even it's good for prediction too, because you're able to make more accurate predictions, especially like movements and fighting. If you see that your opponent's moving a certain way, then you're going to be able to predict what kind of attack or move that he's going to use if your working memory is better.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Yeah, I probably didn't do that working memory justice explaining it there, but
No, that I understand it a lot better than I did before. So
okay, nice.
yeah, no, that's great, man. So what else you got going on, man? You find everything okay? You didn't have any problem getting over here?
Oh no, it was easy.
Yeah.
Just plugged in the GPS.
Cool. What do you think of the studio? It's pretty nice, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Love
pretty
the
cool.
scenery.
Yeah.
And the weapons over there.
We got the honorable, Michael Scott. That's what she said. I love that. I love that show. I used to say that quite too often.
Yeah,
but
it's easy. It's easy to say.
I've cooled it down a little bit. I'm
good,
trying to keep this podcast somewhat, professional, and so my mom and dad don't get mad at me for cursing all the time, because I do like to curse. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be my biggest and hardest thing to do on this podcast is not to swear, but I probably will.
It's all right with me, man.
Yeah, I probably
I won't be offended.
My dad always gets mad at me. I love my dad. Pretty straight edge guy. I live on the edges.
Yeah, I can tell.
I live on the edges. Trailblazer. I like to consider myself a trailblazer, which, I didn't mean to talk about this, but I am starting a magazine for Rock Hill. Yeah, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, and the Tegakay area. It's going to be called the Trailblazer Magazine, and it's just going to be about different businesses, entrepreneurs, guys that live outside of the box that the world tells us we got to live in. Highlight small sports like cornhole. I don't know if you know this, but you probably do. We hold the world championship cornhole.
Yeah, it was
here
the other weekend.
Yeah, here in Rock Hill, man. It was pretty crazy that we do that, and we have a bunch of other sports, and we have amazing disc golf courses here in Rock Hill and the surrounding area. And so the magazine is basically going to highlight, give you something in your hands, that you can look at, and it'll highlight really cool, interesting people and businesses and sports and even bands. It's going to be pretty cool. So it's going to be the Trailblazer magazine. Because I consider myself a trailblazer, and you seem like you're a trailblazer too. So that's we're gonna be launching that in the next month or two. So
sounds awesome.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Shameless plug. Yeah, so man, you're not drinking that whiskey very fast. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, what? I kind of want to talk about some of these gamers I have in there some more.
Let's go for it, man. Spit it out.
That same Fortnite guy, he came in, so he's already really high earner in Fortnite. Well, his reaction time was 170 milliseconds, which is slower than me, and I'm not making $85,000 playing Apex.
Right.
So, well, I found out that he wasn't doing much for his health, because, you don't think about it. You think everybody's taught, like, to get better at something, you do that one thing over and over. They don't think about, well, if I improve my health, well, then that might also make my progress increase exponentially. You'll get to your end goal faster if you're doing more things that aren't just that one thing.
That's big.
It's all synergy.
Yeah, that's big.
So he started out, he didn't even do the VRT stack, which is what we've been talking about a lot. He hasn't done that yet. He's still, I think he ordered it, so he should have some results from that soon, but he's been doing some of the more basic things I have in there, and he dropped 20 milliseconds off of his time.
Wow, just from nutrition and health. And
yeah,
being healthier.
And that's huge.
It's not surprising to me, because I know how, but it's crazy, like, especially in these days, I hate to talk about it, but I'm going to. This COVID stuff, man, it's wild, and I'm not going to give any opinion either way, but what I do wish that I would see is our government, our health advisors, people in government talking about how you can increase the body's natural immune system and availability of functioning at a higher level and cutting down diseases just through basic nutrition and exercise. Like, how did we fall so far away from just basic health?
Healthy people aren't profitable.
I guess not. That's true. I don't want to get into all the crazy stuff about that, but guys, if you're out there, let me give you some basic tips. If you're not happy with your health and fitness, drink more water, get better sleep, because sleep affects your hormone levels, how much fat, how much muscle you hold on
And your
to.
reaction time.
Oh, sleep, yeah, help
Yeah.
reaction time. And just make sure you're getting good sources of protein throughout the day. Your body's either in an anabolic or a catabolic state. If your body's in a catabolic state, you're storing fat, burning muscle. If you're in an anabolic state, you're burning fat, gaining muscle. Protein is the stuff that puts you in an anabolic state. So it's very important. So the 3 tips I give to you guys today is drink more water. The first thing you do when you get up in the morning, just drink a big glass of water. Before you do anything, before you brush your teeth, before you just drink a big glass of water. When your body's hydrated, it just functions more efficiently. Protein, get good sources of protein, no matter what it is. Stay away from soy. Soy's terrible for you. Any other protein source other than soy, soy's terrible for you. Now, if you're eating sushi and you want to have some soybeans, that's not a big deal. But don't get soy protein. It's not good for you. And yeah, and then just try to eat more vegetables. But like the basic things people need to do: drink a bunch of water, good sources of protein, especially in the morning. Start your body off anabolic, get your body moving in an anabolic state instead of catabolic. And then sleep, man. Those are 3 things that would help a lot of people.
I want to
Um,
add one more.
go for it.
Go outside.
Yes,
Get
vitamin
some
D, man, the
sunlight.
sun. Yeah,
Get some
this whole thing,
sunlight.
man. I just wish the people in charge of the world would talk about nutrition and how to increase your body's natural ability to protect itself. It's crazy. I see a lot of these, health advisors and health ministers in other countries, and they're like morbidly obese. A lot of them.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Don't
Like,
look good.
no, it doesn't look good. And I'm not saying you got to be a bodybuilder or like a physique fitness competitor. You don't look like a huge, ripped, humongous guy, but you look healthy. You look very healthy. Your weight's probably a more healthier weight than mine, but man, if you're in a position of authority as far as health and wellness and you're morbidly obese, I'm not going to listen to
It's not a
one
good
thing you
look.
say. I'm not going to listen to
No.
one thing you say because I have lost
Hell
zero
no.
respect for you. I'm just over it. I'm done. Everything coming out of your mouth is going to be like peanuts. Wah, 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 wah. Remember when on the phone, like what is it,
Charlie
Snoopy?
Brown.
Charlie Brown, yeah. Wah, 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 wah. You've lost all credibility. So, you know, guys, just try to be healthier. It's going to help you. It's going to protect your own body. Your own body's a miraculous thing. And yeah, what else you want to talk about, man? What else you got going?
Well,
What else you got going on?
what you're saying kind of remind me of something I tweet about a lot is, the people that give you knowledge, what they look like, but also knowledge is useless without action.
Mm.
If you aren't using any of that knowledge in your everyday life, then what was the point? You wasted your time. You have to go out there and actually do these things that you're learning and reading about because experience is the best teacher.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, most successful people in life, I'm not going to even say most, I'm going to say all. All successful people in life have failed hundreds, if not thousands of times more than unsuccessful people. It's because they try something, they fail, they reorganize, they think about why did I fail? Maybe that wasn't the right thing, but they always move forward. They always keep
Mm-hmm.
trying. And if you're out here, if you're listening, guys, and you failed a few times, and you think about you want to give up on your dreams and hopes and aspirations, just don't. Just focus on how you can improve from how you failed, and then come up with a plan of action and move forward in that plan of action, and just don't give up.
Yep.
If there's something that you want to do and you love it and you're passionate about it, double down, triple down.
That's great advice.
I mean, I just wish in schools, you know, they would teach kids to do things and to move forward in ways that they're passionate about, because there's so many jobs out there. There's a ridiculous amount of opportunities all around in any avenue that you can think of. And so many people will be so much happier and better functioning in this society and just in their lives, and they'd have so much more joy in their lives if they were just doing something they were passionate about.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I mean, it's funny, that's kind of what my Trailblazer magazine's about, that we're doing, is just, being a trailblazer on going against the grain,
Yeah.
doing things that you're passionate about. Because if you're working and you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work,
That's true.
you know. What else, man? What else you got?
Um,
So we
what
got
was
let's go over the highlights. Highlight what we've talked about so far.
We talked about improving reaction time. I didn't say how the stack works though.
Let's go for it.
So
Do it. Knock it out.
in your body, you have something called oligodendrocytes, and those are a specialized type of glial cell which connect to your nerve endings and they produce the myelin sheath. And the myelin sheath is what's responsible for increasing the transmission speed of the electrical impulses from your brain to your motor nerves. So, like in the reaction test, where when the screen changes color, that's a stimulus. And then it goes through your retina to your brain, and then your brain sends a motor signal to click the left mouse button. And then that's all the latency, which is your reaction time. I just lost my train of thought.
No, that sounds good, bro. I mean, I didn't know anything about any of that.
Yeah.
So, I'm convinced. I'm gonna get those supplements as soon as possible, and I'm gonna get on that thing. I'm gonna take that test today. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This guy's been trying to get me to take this test for a while.
Way too long. Come on.
And it came down to the day, and I have a lot of excuses. My laptop's messing up, whatever. I've been wanting to do it, but having him here and listening to him talk again, after this episode, we're gonna go in the other room and we're gonna do that test.
Yeah, we need to.
We're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
And then the next time we have you on, we're gonna give you guys my first results and then my last results of my reaction time difference. So you said I remember you talking about there's an amount of time you need to be on these to see a real significant difference. I know you said you saw improvements every week.
Yeah.
But what is, like, since you've been doing this, what's the high where you reach that peak? And then what's the timeline on that, you think?
In 5 weeks, I had an 11% improvement.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's a lot.
And my results haven't even been the highest, like that Fortnite guy.
What's the highest results you've had?
Probably the Fortnite guy.
And what was it?
20 milliseconds
Oh
shaved
my
off.
gosh.
I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but
that's a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's already good. Has he noticed a
Yeah.
difference? And is he
So he left me a video review, but it was in Portuguese, and I just had somebody translate it with subtitles.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, actually. So, but what he was saying, the main thing he noticed was that his gameplay was more consistent, which I think that's really important too, because I think all of us, and no matter what we do,
hey, that KD ratio ain't no joke.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
we have those moments of greatness where like, wow, I could be pro.
Yeah.
But then the next time you're in that same situation, you choke. So when he said that it improved his consistency, that makes me think that, reaction time is more than just a number. That's the performance of your central nervous system.
Right.
So if you can improve that, you'll have more consistent results and overall better results. It won't make you pro, won't make you the best, but it'll allow you to progress faster and to also have more consistent results at the higher end of performance.
Man.
That's what I like about it, and that's what I've noticed personally.
It makes sense, dude. I'm super pumped because, like I said, I play games too. Me and my buddies will get on and play Warzone. I'm playing Assassin's Creed mostly right now, but we'll play a lot of Warzone. What else did we play? We played Outriders the other day. We played Outriders. It's a pretty cool game. It's you can play with 3 people. So most of my buddies live away from me, so like it's honestly, technology's great, but it can be a crutch.
Yeah.
It's cool because you can you get to hang out with your friends from high school and college, or people that you've met along the way that have impacted you in a really great way, and you get to communicate with them and actually do something fun. That's why online gaming has been pretty cool. And I'm 36 years old, but I grew up with all the games. Like, these kids don't know how good they have it now. Like, the first game system I had was Nintendo. The second one was Sega Genesis. It's funny, like, the first time I got a Sega, I remember the game I played the most was Aladdin. And so I got it for Christmas, and I was probably like 4 or 5 or 6. I don't honestly, I really don't remember. I have a terrible memory, so maybe this stuff will help my memory. But we were at my grandparents' house in the UP of Michigan, Manistee, Michigan, Upper Peninsula. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life. It's amazing. A lot of my family have like beachfront property up in Misha Bay. Manistee, Michigan. We call them Yoopers. They all talk like Canadians. Honestly, it's kind of bizarre. But a great, great, great place. So many fond memories. Most of my fond memories as a child are from being up there. I mean, I think we have like 500, 600 acres combined. From like we have
Wow.
like a hunting area, and then we have beachfront that goes like 300 acres
Sounds
back.
perfect.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. But Christmas, I had this present and I opened it, and it was Aladdin. It was just the game, and I'm a kid. I don't understand. I didn't have a Sega Genesis yet, so it was just a Sega game, and I started crying. I was like, I don't have a Sega. I was like, I don't have a Sega. And then my dad started laughing, and he's like, son, just open this next present. It was the Sega, and I was like, I just remember that was like the happiest moment of my childhood is when I got that Sega,
Yeah.
and I played that Aladdin game. That's what got me addicted to video games.
Yeah. I
I still
believe it.
remember to this day the code to skip levels. You know how like they had cheat codes in
Yeah.
old school
Like up,
games?
down, left, right, A, B.
It was ABB 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 A, and it would scoot you. It would scoot you to the next level. Yeah, man. I don't want to take up too much of your day. Do you have anything you want to tell these guys? Like, tell these guys where they can follow you, how they can get in touch with you. And we'll put it up on the screen. We'll put it in text, and so they can see it a little easier. But just tell them, where they can follow you, how they can get in touch with you if they're interested in doing any of this stuff for their gaming or maybe potential fighters that want to try to help their reaction time.
Yeah. So the best way is probably to follow me on Twitter at the one, and that's the number one machine with the one for the I. And on there in my bio, I have a link that includes all the projects I'm working on currently. And you can find anything you want about me there. The link to my blog. I have two products. One is the Discord server, which I highly recommend that because that's basically my life's work. And I've been doing this for 15 years probably, researching and experimenting and spending my money and time on these things. And so it's called decentralized knowledge. And then I also recently published a short ebook for $20 called 8 Proven Tips to Improve Your Reaction Time. So that one's kind of out there for people that just want to taste but aren't ready to commit. But I think you should commit because I update it at least weekly, a lot of times daily. And it's never going to stop because growth never stops, improvement never stops, always improving.
Yeah, as long as you keep taking that step forward.
Yeah.
My dad told me when I was a kid, when I was cleaning my room, he was like, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard is hard. So when you look at, like, you have this big lofty
Break it
goal,
down.
yeah, just break it down, man. It was a good way when I was a kid to, just to think about it. But I mean, to this day, I still think about it. It's if you look at a whole objective, a whole mission, and it's just sometimes it can be overwhelming. But
Yeah.
when you have the idea, when obviously something you need to do, and you just take it step by step, day by day, month by month. But if you
Yeah.
start with that one step, every journey leads with a step, right?
Yeah.
You don't get anywhere
You
without
have to
taking that.
start.
We got to start. So guys, if you're out there and there's something that you've wanted to do, it could be anything. Learn how to play an instrument, having a better relationship with your family, starting a new job, starting your own business, doing anything. Just do it, man. And my recommendation would be to, if you have people in your life that are around you that are negative towards your dreams and aspirations, you gotta try to remove or at least distance yourself from that negativity. Life's about energy. It's a give and take. Um, Positive energy is going to provide positive results. Negative energy is going to provide negative results. So if you're out there and you got people in your life that are constantly crapping on you, and I wanted to say a different word, but putting you down about the things that you enjoy and the things that you love and like. I mean, there's so many different ways to live in this world, and a lot of people do. There's an avenue and an opportunity for all of you out there. So I would just recommend that you just look at your circle of friends, because I truly believe this. I know a lot of people have heard this saying, but we're the average of the 6 people we hang around and talk
Yeah.
to most. And I
That's
am a
true.
100% believer in that, because I can look to my own life, and every time I've changed the people around me that for positive. Not saying I'm just getting rid of people and kicking them into the curve, but like the amount of time I spend communicating and diving in and building relationships with people that are doing the stuff that I want to do or that I like to do, it's leveled me up every time, and man, it's just the people around you make a huge difference.
That's true. And even Nikola Tesla said if you want to understand the world, thinks in terms of energy, vibrations, and wavelengths.
Oof.
All that negativity, that's a low vibration. Low vibration is death. You want to be high vibration, high
Mm.
performance, positive. And have you ever heard of the motivational speaker Eric Thomas?
Yeah, oh yeah, I love that
You
guy.
know his line
Thank
where he
God
said,
it's Monday.
you know the line where he says about success?
No,
He
tell me.
says, when you want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe, only then you'll become successful, which is really powerful. And I'll never forget that because it's true. If you think about how hard you're actually working towards your goals, you're probably not. You're probably slacking off or you're playing video games when you should be doing something else. You know, you have to be honest with yourself. Are you actually working as hard as you can to accomplish the goal that you set?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, that's a great quote. I've heard that. I've heard that one a lot. You know, he talks about this guy wants to be successful, and he brings him out to the ocean. He
Yeah,
dunks his
that's it.
yeah, he dunks his head in the water, and
Yeah.
he's like,
What are you
"Man,
doing?
I'm not here to be a lifeguard. I'm out here to make money."
Yeah.
And then he shoves him down in the water, and then yeah, that's an amazing
It's like,
quote. And you know, I've done jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a long time, and man, I'll tell you what, when a guy's got his arm around your neck and choking you out, I want to breathe pretty bad, so I tap out, right? You
yeah.
know, so it's man, that's a great quote. Eric Thomas is the man. I love so much of what he does. A lot of what he does has inspired me. My buddy Charles Garner, Mr. Line 'em Up. You guys should probably follow him on Instagram too. He's a professional
That's
boxer.
Bruce Lee.
He's going to be a world champion. Yeah, this guy said he looks like Bruce Lee.
Yeah. I was like,
He
wow, he
does.
looks like Bruce
He
Lee. He's
really.
jacked.
Speaking about Bruce Lee, look at this.
You
Bruce Lee's
got Bruce on the hat? I didn't even notice.
Bruce Lee's
Oh,
my
man.
homeboy, bro. Bruce Lee, the father of mixed martial arts, honestly, he was one of probably the first. The reason that mixed martial arts exists is probably because of Bruce Lee, because he changed the game. He was like, look, you got to be good at all the things. You got to take all the components of the best parts of martial arts and make them into one. You can't
Yeah.
just be good at one thing, because if someone, you know, the Gracies proved that. You
I
know,
don't know.
in
Gracie
well, early
guy.
UFC days, you got this guy walking out here in a gi, and just destroying people, and like just take them to the ground, choking them out, breaking their arms, putting them in a
Hmm.
bunch of different submissions.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, so but then people got good at jiu-jitsu, so then people had to get now the martial arts you see today in MMA is so much different, and I honestly do credit that to Bruce Lee.
I'll believe it.
Um,
He was a legend.
man, and you know people can say what they want about him. He was more of an actor, but he was one of the most
I
influential
feel like he
people.
was real
Yeah, he was one of
behind
the
the
he was one of the
acting.
most influential people in martial arts that probably ever will be. You know, he's taken from the world a little too early. Lots of conspiracy theories about that,
Yeah,
but
I was just looking him up the other day to just because I love him so much.
yeah,
So always got to read about him.
yeah. If you guys don't know, Bruce Lee's daughter has an Instagram page that is basically in honor of her father, and she posts stuff all the time. She's very active on it. So if you're a Bruce Lee fan and you want to, follow them on Instagram, it's Bruce Lee, obviously, but it's his daughter that runs the account, and some pretty good content. I actually started following them the other day, and it's really good, man.
Speaking of that, that kind of reminds me of what drove me to even make the server in the first place.
Okay.
So I was in a community which was focused on hardware latency, like computer parts to make you better. And a lot of people in there, they aren't doing anything for their health, and they would do all the tweaks for their computer, and they would still suck. And there was one channel for health which I was really active in, and I would post in there a lot, which is where I got a lot of my initial purchasers for my product. But one thing that always annoyed me was that they would only focus on that one thing. Like like we talked about earlier, you have to be doing more than just that one thing to improve. And health is infinitely more important than your computer latency.
100%.
Unless you're on a dial-up modem, if those even exist anymore, that'll hold you back. But if you're on an average setup, you're gonna be okay with that. Focus on improving your health, and you're gonna make way more gains than you ever will doing these other things that don't matter as much.
Absolutely. Bro, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
on
man.
today.
It's
One
fun.
more time, tell them where they can follow you at.
The One Machine, with the one
Go, speaking to the microphone a little bit.
The One Machine, one after the, and a one for the I. Or the website that has all my stuff on there is theonemachine.carrd.co. That's
I'm
it.
subscribing today, bro. I'm
Hey,
subscribing today. I think I might, if I haven't already, I'm going to. Man, thank you so much for being on here, brother.
it was fun, man.
It was great, man. Great having you on here. Cheers. We'll cheers one time. Guys, thank you for watching the first episode 1 of the Live Viking podcast, where we're going to have entrepreneurs, people of interest, business owners, a lot of fighters from all over, not even like UFC, but karate combat, bare knuckle fighting, anyone that I can get on here that is a fighter, interesting person, business owner, entrepreneur, we're going to have. We might have homeless people on here. I don't know. But guys, thank you so much. The Viking signing off. Live Viking podcast. Cheers.
See ya.